We've already done a bunch on the Bills, and we end up doing a bunch on the Giants when Scott comes on. And I think we should start with the Giants and then go to the Bills after that, because you sent some angry text messages again yesterday, Scott.
It's enough. I've had just about enough of this year. I like Daboll. I really do. I do, but you can't lose every game all the time. Like, you just can't. It's been 4 years. He can't get special teams fixed. Special teams has sucked for 4 years. That matters. And I know that Dart is there, and Dart has looked pretty good in Daboll's offense. And they've been putting together much better offensive numbers than they have since Daboll got there. But at this point, I think I've seen enough from Dart that I don't need to exclusively think Dart is only good because Daboll's there.
Yeah.
And that becomes very bad for Daboll because you still have to play everything else. The defense can't suck. This is your defensive coordinator. He should have been fired 2 weeks ago. He's not. They have lost 4 games in which they have had double-digit leads. The odds, somebody crunched the numbers on this, some nerd on Twitter crunched the numbers. The odds of the Giants losing the Dallas game, the Denver game, and the Chicago game yesterday are 1 in 60,000. They lost all those games, and that's not even throwing in there the 11-point lead they had on the Saints, who are terrible.
So what is the main issue? I'm not watching. I mean, the last time I saw the Giants, it was when your running back's foot fell off. So I'm not staring at this team.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I do recognize that. I mean, they're getting leads and blowing leads, and I know Dart got hurt yesterday, and Russ is still a part of things. I know you're not happy about that, but what's happening?
I mean, yesterday they were fine, and Dart got a concussion and had to leave. And to me, this is the part that really sends it over the edge. In addition to the special teams nightmare, how many games over the last 3 seasons have they lost specifically because they can't just get a kicker? They just can't get a kicker.
What is the kicker situation now?
We've had coverage. As Younghoe Koo was yesterday.
Okay.
But they don't believe in him. There's been reports that he was so bad when they brought him in and put him on the practice squad that's why they had to bring in that other kicker that missed the extra points against Denver. Like, he's become a head case. And in this case, Gano got hurt again this week, had a neck injury. Somehow their kicker gets a neck injury.
That's weird.
And
he's still on the team. Isn't this like the third time that they've thought he was going to play and then either he was there but broken or unavailable?
He's been broken for years.
Right? But I mean, just this year, it's 3 separate times.
Yeah,
We're in week 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they bring in Koo. They don't believe in him. So earlier in the game, it's 7-7. They pass on a field goal attempt because what are they going to do? Run a kicker out there that they don't necessarily believe in? I don't understand how everybody else can get this figured out, but they can't. And I think with our experience with UB, the Bulls for our entire lives have had one of the bottom 10 special teams units in the nation. Always.
That's fair.
Always. With Lance Leipold, they went up and they were at least 80s, which was a significant improvement, enough for us to become the team that went out there and won 10 games. And now we're seeing Pete Lembo, who stresses special teams, its importance, putting good players on the special teams unit, making sure that the team understands the importance of it and that they execute it and they put that time and effort into it. And they have one of the best units in the nation.
Yeah, it shows. Almost every week.
They make field goals. They make extra points.
Blocked kicks.
Blocked kicks, blocked field goals.
Punt return touchdown.
A top 25 team because they could play special teams. They blocked the field goal in overtime. It's just it's the head coach. It's up to the coach. If they decide it's going to be important and emphasize it, then it becomes important. And it's 4 years where it clearly isn't important, and it's cost them Win after win after win. And yesterday it wasn't the field goal kicking, it was the punting. They could not punt. And they can't kick off. The kickoffs always go out of bounds. And it's just a ridiculous thing. And then you put on top of it the cherry on top for me that is a guy that I like, that I believe in, that is putting me over the top, that he's got to go. It's professional malfeasance when you have a viable option on the sideline to play Russell Wilson in a football game. He's terrible. He's done. We all saw it. He was so bad against the Chiefs that basically he was going to lose the team if he didn't take him out. And he had to go to a rookie that had never played in the NFL before in week 4, when the initial plan was to put him in well into the season and let him kind of sit and watch for a while. It's mind-numbingly dumb that Jameis Winston is on the sideline when all they need is somebody competent to play the position for 10 minutes in this game. 10 minutes. And they don't do it, and they go to Russell Wilson, who is done. Mr. Limited is who he is. He sucks. He sucks. He can't play football anymore. It's obvious to everybody, and the fact that they put him in and couldn't do it. The second he came in, I turned to my wife and my children, and I said, this game is over. They're like, no, you're up. You just kicked a field goal. You just went up 10. I said, yeah, no, I know. This game is over because they will not get another first down in this game. And because of that, the Bears will score. That's what happens. And that's exactly what happened. It sucks. It sucks to watch. I'm in favor of leaving Daboll in for the rest of the season. I don't see any purpose in just firing him now. Nothing's going to change. But if I was the owner, I would be going down there and I would say, I'm giving you to the end of the season here, and I would let him think that he still has a chance. I would lie to Daboll's face and say, I'm giving you to the end of the season, but I will not give you to the end of the season if I ever see Russell Wilson play, unless the other two guys are significantly injured and can't play. If I see Russell Wilson in the game again, you are fired after the game, no matter what the result of the game is. It's that bad. It's that bad. I just don't get it. It's shocking, and it's going to. It is one of the many reasons that's going to lead to him not being a head coach anymore in the NFL for the New York Giants. It's just ridiculous. They can't lose all the time. 2-7, 3 straight years, losing every game that they've got a double-digit lead in this year. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It can't be. You can't stand for it. He's not the guy. He's not the answer. It's got to change.
Can he be a head coach somewhere else? Like, will he get?
No.
Not will he. Do you think he should get another chance? No. Like, is it just a situation that has collapsed on him? Well, because it is a weird one. It is a weird one.
Yeah, and I'm not too high. I don't think Shane can keep his job either. Like, those two are tied together.
Yeah, it seems like that's one thing.
All the moves, all the picks for the defensive line, they are worst in the league against the run. They get no pressure on the quarterback. What is going on? All the draft capital and equity that has been put into the defensive line, those are all first-round picks, and then a trade for Brian Burns. Burns is good. Everybody else sucks. And then you put on Evan Neal. He didn't work out. Thibodeau's okay. Thibodeau's one of those guys that if he has to be your number one, you're sunk. And then you pile on top of that the fact that while it was the right decision, and I agree with it, they got rid of Saquon Barkley. He went on to rush for 2,000 yards and was a Super Bowl champion immediately. And I know Daniel Jones sucks. And believe me, him showing you how bad he sucks is coming once they play real teams. The Colts will find out. Like everybody else did. He stinks. But it doesn't help that the quarterback whisperer had this guy, and he's a borderline MVP candidate on the Colts now.
Yeah.
a Colts team that was not supposed to be very good. They're fine with him. They're able to work and make it work. That doesn't help. Like, all these guys leave, and they're all fine everywhere else. Leonard Williams left. They traded him to Seattle. He was great. He was fine. They haven't been able to get it straightened out. And even though I agree with some of their moves and I like some of the moves, I like bringing in Brian Burns. Yeah, he's good. Wasn't that bad of a give up. But, eventually they were given an opportunity here. They probably should have been gone after last season. They were given the extra year, and it's the same thing. If it's the same thing. They're still losing games. It's just a different way with a little bit more hope from a quarterback. And I think the whole thing is probably, unfortunately for Jackson Dart, going to get washed out here, and they're going to have to start again.
The good news is that I think Jackson Dart makes it a very appealing job. Rather than walking into a team that's going to have a high draft pick, but you have to pick quarterback and you got to figure out which one you like. And then you're going to be judging that for the next several years and thinking about which one you didn't take and somebody else did take. The Giants, no matter where they're picking, and right now they pick pretty high, sitting at 2-8. No matter where they're picking,
4th or 5th,
they're not taking a quarterback though. So that allows you to really look, and that's appealing I would think for Shane and for for replacing Shane and for replacing Daboll. You're coming in as a GM. You've got a very young, cheap quarterback that all signs point, as long as like concussions don't keep ringing up, but all signs point that this is a guy you can use, and you've got a high pick, and you get to sort of build the team in your image, make your first pick what you want it to be instead of being forced into a spot with a quarterback. That should be appealing for the combination of GM and head coach. And I think you're right. There's no reason to mess with it right now. Like, just let it ride out. I mean, what are you trying to do? I think I'm trying to lose games and be a really appealing spot for the next head coach and general manager. So it sucks that you have to sit through that, but there's other games to watch. You can watch other games while knowing that you've got you're going to have a high pick and you're not going to need to burn it on a guess at a quarterback.
Yeah, no, I guess it's very frustrating to watch these games and be excited for 3 quarters, but also know that it means nothing because the 4th quarter is coming and something bad's about to happen. And in every game, it's been something different. Although the one tie together through it all, I guess, is bad special teams play, bad defensive play in the 4th quarter.
That'll get you. Those will both get you.
Yeah.
Pretty consistently.
Yeah. Right. So, they do have the quarterback. They will have a high draft pick. And it's a quarterback on a rookie contract still. So
right. And he's in his first season. This is not like, oh, yeah, he sat for 2 years, and now in year 3, he looks pretty good, and we're going to have to make a decision on him. You can come in, and I'll be honest, if you're the new head coach and general manager and things don't go well, you'll be gone before his contract's over. So it's not like you're going to have that right in the middle of the conversation. Like honestly, when I say it's a pretty unique situation, it's because they were put in that spot with the timing of Jones. Like, they had to decide, all right, we don't love him, but I don't really feel like looking again. I guess I'll keep this guy. And they got kind of trapped in that sort of middle of the road situation with Jones, who, as we can see, is competent. You're going to probably tell me that that's a stretch, but he could play in the league. It's not crazy to turn on a game and see that guy quarterback. I don't think he's among the best in the league, but you can win football games with him. But they had to choose, like, are we committed to this guy or not? And he wasn't their guy to begin with, so I don't know. That was a tough spot. But the next team doesn't have to deal with that because or the next group doesn't have to deal with that because it's year 2 as opposed to like year 4 of Jones.
I think the thing with Jones is their first year they came in, and like you said, they got put in a pickle because they made the playoffs when they didn't really have the team to do it. And Daniel Jones, no, I agree with competent. The thing is, and the same thing with the one season that he was good with the Giants, he's a competent quarterback if you have a running back that can go for 200 yards.
Yeah, and an O-line that's excellent, too. I mean, that team is built around that O-line.
So, he's competent because nothing is put on his shoulders. He doesn't have to carry the team in any way. I mean, once or twice in a game, sure. But, especially with the Giants, when they lost Barkley through injury or through then he left the team and went to Philly, you saw what happened. Dead. He's terrible. So, I don't know. It's been a frustrating season thus far because they very easily could be 6-4, 5-5.
Yep.
And we're talking about all those guys, Shane and Daboll, getting their contracts renewed and looking to the future. And you've got a guy, and we're in the peripheral of making a wild card run here. And doing it with another game against Dallas, who doesn't play defense, and another game against Washington, who doesn't have their quarterback. So, you'd be, and with at least one win over Philly.
Yep, that was real.
You're not toast as far as the division is concerned, but they lost every one of those games. Every one of them. And now the season's, it's been over for a couple weeks, but it's for sure over now.
All right. I have one play in the Giants game that I want to discuss with you. I've got it playing in the background as we're talking, and I don't know if you heard me laugh. They ran a flea flicker late in the second quarter. Do you remember this play? You probably don't, because it went for about a 4-yard gain. I've never seen a shorter flea flicker. Running back takes the ball into the line. I don't know if it was Tracy or whoever. Turns, flips it back to Dart, who immediately dumps it to a tight end 3 yards down the field. It was the stupidest play I've ever seen. The other thing that I want to say, and this is a good transition, you reminding me that the Giants beat the Eagles makes me feel better about the Dolphins beating the Bills. The Bills are a much better team than the Miami Dolphins, but yesterday it was one of those divisional games where the team that's not going to go to the playoffs was really up for it, and you weren't really up for it, and a couple things went against you, and a couple injuries, and a couple fumbles and all that, and those are games you lose. In a season where you win 14, one of your losses is going to be a game you didn't expect to lose to a divisional opponent that's nowhere near the playoffs. That's true of the Eagles thing, and that's part of what we saw yesterday with the Bills.
Yeah, the Giants' 2 wins are against the Eagles and Chargers.
Yeah.
So that makes no sense.